So I'm here with Marieke van Newhouse. Sorry, Marieke, not going all that well with your name today.
That's fine.
First I called you your mother, Marishan, who we go back a long way. We're at the 40th at the Big Top here in Hoveltree Park. We've got Grooveyard Hammond Combo playing in the background. And what an afternoon. This atmosphere is incredible, Marieke.
It is. It's fantastic. It's awesome.
What years do you go back to with the Fruit Flies?
I joined the Fruities in 1980 when my brother and I did some circus workshop activities during the school holidays, and they asked us to join. So that was in 1980, and we were in it for about 3 years. Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like back in those days? That it seems a long time ago and a very sort of a raw time for the circus.
Yes, yeah, it was certainly, that's a good word, raw. I think it was more traditional circus. We all camped around the circus tent. We always performed in the circus tent, and we toured around regionally. The conditions were pretty harsh sometimes. Really hot in Yarrawonga, really cold in Tumut, rain, thunder, lightning, hail. But it was, fantastic. One big family all camping out together and touring around. It was great.
Yeah, and what sort of bonds were formed in that sort of close touring?
Well, it was almost like brother and sister, really, all of us. Lots of siblings and lots of parents to look after us, not just our own. And our teachers, our circus arts teachers, trainers, were also like parents, really. They were fantastic. Yeah.
I love the story Faye Stevens was telling earlier about, all the jobs that had to be done, on tour, like the feeding of people, the costumes, the cleaning, the keeping people psychologically together.
Yes.
Today, we call that mental health maintenance, or but in those days it was just, how do we just keep all this act together?
Yeah, well, it was all hands on deck, really. All parents pretty much were involved in some way, from putting up the tent to feeding us. Julie Ling, fed us, and Nana and Tiddles, and 3 meals a day when we were out on tour. And that was great. And sewing costumes, most of the mums helped with sewing and mending costumes, and the parents that had to work, they would come on a Friday after work and deliver supplies and stay for the weekend and then go back to Albury Wodonga and work, and all parents really were involved in some way.
Yeah. Did you have a favourite show that you toured with?
Well, there's probably 2 main ones that stick in my mind. One was mine and my brother's first ones, which was the January 1981 tour to Yarrawonga, Tumut, Wagga, and here in Albury. And then later that same year we went to Canada for the first time, to the Vancouver Children's Festival.
Yes.
Which was, very memorable. Never forget it.
You would have
Fantastic.
been, I think I was around at that time here in Albury, and I think I was.
You were, John.
And I remember on radio, you guys, they were interviewing Bomber and Paxo on 2AY. So you guys rang in from Canada one morning to the breakfast show, and you sang the Vegemite song, the Vegemite theme, on 2AY, live from Vancouver. Do you remember that?
Now that you mention it, maybe a vague recollection, but no, I hadn't remembered that before. I was only young.
I know. What was it like for a young person to be able to go over and do something like that? When you're going to school in Albury Wodonga, and that's lovely, but then suddenly you're catapulted right over into Vancouver and across the other side of the world.
Yeah, it was cold. It was really cold when we got there first. I was there sort of early spring when we got there. But we were part, in Vancouver, we were part of a whole festival of different people. Most of them were adults, but all doing performances and shows for children. And we were the only children's act, I think, done by children. We were taken in with open arms. It was awesome. It was really, really, really special. Yeah. But you take it as it comes. You just, as kids always do, they just go and do their thing.
And adapt.
Yeah.
You know, what people have talked about, you know, what it's done for them later in life. Because not everyone wanted to be a circus performer when they finished with the fruit flies. But people have gone off to, you know, you did biological science.
Yes, yep.
But what are some of the sort of the traits that you take with you when you leave the circus, both mentally and physically?
Well, I can't speak for all of us, but certainly for me, I think the focus and the dedication, the working hard at something, maybe for some single-mindedness, and that can be really good too. Dedication, certainly, and commitment. I don't know. It's hard to say probably what I've taken from the circus, but it's hard to imagine my life without having had that base.
Yeah.
Just keep on going, I guess. There's always
That
troubles.
Resilience, yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Being resilient.
And that persistence as well. Your children?
I've got one son, he's 13, and he is currently in the Flying Fruit Fly Circus, and he's performing at these shows in Albury.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. It's fantastic to see them all performing, and performing in the tent especially is something really, really special.
Well, what a privilege and what an absolute, honour to be performing in the tent on the 40th.
Absolutely.
That's something you'd put into your CV anyway, wouldn't you?
I would.
All right. Have a great afternoon, and thanks so much for talking with us, Marieke.
Thank you, John.
And and thanks for all that you've brought over the years, and and the next generation coming through, and maybe the next generation after that. We'll see. Because your family's been, and your parents were so involved with the Murray River Performing Group, and such great supporters.
Yes.
Of not only the circus but
Theatre
the MRPG and theatre in general in the local area.
Very
Thanks
much,
so much
and still are.
Yeah. Good on you.
Thank you.
Pass on regards. Have a lovely day.
Thanks, John.
Thanks for being with us.